Welcome back to Module 2. Today we'll look at improving posture and optimizing or improving the workplace setup. So why is this important? Well, in the Western world, most of us tend to develop poor posture over time and forward head posture. So instead of being externally rotated, we internally rotate. Instead of retracting our shoulder blades, we protract. And often this happens as we drive to work, get to work and type, drive home, have dinner, go on social media. Everything we do in the Western world tends to be here, and that creates poor posture. Also, upper cross and technique, as we'll see in a minute, can lead to massive aches, pains, tension, and headaches. A lot of people actually get affected by their work due to tension headaches, and it decreases their productivity or their efficiency to work well. Upper cross and technique is progressive. It's a lifestyle. We don't wake up hunched over one morning, right? It's a slow and it's a gradual process that develops over many years and sometimes over decades. Again, it's easier to prevent this from coming on than trying to reverse it once it's been there. So let's dig in a little bit deeper into what upper cross is, what technique is, and then how to improve this and how to improve the workplace setup to avoid these postures. Because as we'll shortly see, these can lead to increased aches and pains. Again, posture is important. Why does posture matter? Well, as we see with upper cross, there's a massive imbalance. There's tightness in the pec and tightness in the trap. And then the opposite, there's weakness in the front of the neck and weakness in the back. And what that tends to develop is a crossover pattern. Now, tightness in the upper trap, which connects to the back of the head, the skull, mechanically pulls on the back of the skull. And then what that leads to is, when the head goes forward and the tension up here pulls on the skull, we have compression in the neck. Now, this leads to headaches called cervicogenic headaches, which is just a fancy word for headaches coming from the cervical spine or the neck. In other words, the pressure on the neck is what's giving you the headache. It's what we see and treat every day as osteopaths. Also, with technique, or with upper cross, when the head goes forward, the sense of gravity goes forward as well. Again, think of the weight being carried, like we covered in the last module with manual handling. Think about the load and think about the sense of gravity, right? So the work equals force times distance. Again, the work required is the force or the load of the head multiplied by the distance. So in other words, the further forward the head goes, the more work or strain there is on the neck, because that creates a sense of gravity to shift forward, and then the muscles that work hard to keep the head up have to work even harder. And again, what that does is it leads to the headaches because of that knock-on effect of compression. Now, with technique, as we can see in the diagram, the position of the head being 0 and looking straight ahead equals to about 5 kilograms of load. Now, if you look at the end of the graph, the 60-degree angle looking down, looking forward, equals about 27 kilograms. So let me say that again. That's 5 kilograms of load in the upper back and the neck compared to 27 kilograms over how many hours? So if we can improve the setup, the height of a screen, and make sure that we align properly, we'll have less aches and pains because the load is less that we need to carry. The head weighs the same, but the load goes up when the head goes forward. I hope that makes sense.